guys, Anime E here, and thank you guys so much for hitting the like goal. You guys are awesome. I knew you could do it, and it only took like 24 hours. Now, the rest of the series won't have like goals. I just did that for the first two parts just to see, okay, do they like it? If so, will they hit the goal? But now that you guys have proven to me throughout the first two episodes that you like it, we won't need to do like goals anymore. Plus, if we're being honest with ourselves, we weren't going to get more than 10 likes. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be realistic here. The next goal would have been 15 likes. We weren't getting there. But anyway. But yeah, the like goals, like I said, were just proof that you guys wanted the series. But now that you've shown me throughout the 5 and the 10 likes, we got this. Alright, so thanks for helping me with that. And thanks for the feedback. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are great. Also, we're about to hit 600 subscribers soon. That is crazy. I meant to do a 500 sub special, but got caught up in other stuff. But I will. Guys, do you think we can hit 1,000 before my birthday, which is September? I think we can hit 1,000 before my birthday. Anyway, on to the video. I know that's what you guys are here for. We left off, and Todoroki had just summoned his elemental dragon, which was made of ice with flaming wings, a flaming mane, and flaming teeth. He has also unlocked his true potential when we left off, allowing him to channel his element through his hands again without the use of the golden weapon, which means that he has also mastered Spinjitzu. This all happened during the sports festival fight with Deku. So Todoroki stops glowing and is amazed with his dragon. Deku responds with he has both your elements and he can use them. You can also control him and summon him whenever he please. Endeavor is in the crowd cheering, "That's my son!" while also thinking, where the hell did he get the ability to summon dragons? Todoroki is still amazed by this, and orders Peppermint, which is his name for the dragon, because, you know, red, white, peppermint. So, yeah. So he orders Peppermint to attack from above and watch Deku's movements. Deku responds with, so we're going to play that game, and summons Jade. He orders Jade to attack Peppermint and then Todoroki. Meanwhile, with Bakugo, he's just screaming about how the hell does that nerd have a quirk. And just like in the series when he figured out that Deku had a quirk, he was like, so you've just been smiling and lying behind my back, huh? And now he's over here screaming about he'll die by my hands and stuff. I'm not saying his actual voice lines because that's just cringe to me whenever I have to do screaming voice lines. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. And the fight goes how you think it would. Deku kicks Todoroki's ass 6 ways to Sunday. I mean, there's just no doing it. He has fire and ice, which is what Todoroki has, plus earth, lightning, and energy. 3 more elements. So there was just no way he was winning this. Last fight, Deku versus Bakugo. Bakugo screams about how he had a quirk this whole time and most likely laughing behind his back. And then he screams, why didn't you ever use it? Deku responds with simple. You and your weak lackeys with your useless quirks never gave me a reason to. Deku says this to piss Bakugo off and get him to attack through emotion. Throughout Deku and Bakugo's many fights, when Deku was using only martial arts, he learned that when Bakugo gets emotional, he's very easy to predict and gets very sloppy in his movements. So he's trying to get on his emotional side, because if you can get Bakugo completely emotional to attack with just emotions and rage fueling him, he can easily win this fight. Bakugo somewhat knows this. He just knows that when he gets emotional, it's kind of hard. He starts getting worse, but he tries to cover that up with his huge ego by saying, no, I just get better. So Bakugo falls under the trick, and Deku responds with, you're so weak. All I need is fists to beat you. Just like every other time we fought. Bakugo snaps, and Deku smiles as he has already won. He knows that he's got Bakugo under his thumb now with all the emotional stuff. Deku rushes Bakugo and just beats him using martial arts just to flex. Now as Bakugo lies there unable to move since Deku broke his legs after he sweeped him, Deku turns around and says, still weak, you disgust me. And he flies away using air jutsu. Deku is now the winner of the sports festival. Bakugo came in second and Todoroki came in third. Now, for plot purposes, let's say they have a month break between the end of the sports festival and the beginning of the hero work studies. Or was that basically when Gran Torino and all them come in. Okay, I forgot the names of the arcs. My bad, guys. It's been a while. Okay. So after the festival, Deku and Todoroki approach Kaminari and ask if they want to hang out. I think you know where this is going. Kaminari agrees and they meet up at Deku's place later that night, in which he shows Kaminari the first 4 seasons of the Ninjago series and cuts off the TV. I think you know where this is going. Deku then asks Kaminari how would he like to be the elemental master of lightning, which since they just watched the first 4 seasons, they know basically everything. He knows basically everything about them, minus the air jutsu and the sorry, I can't say that. So Kaminari, in a moment of shock, asks, "You can do that? You can change my quirk to that?" Deku responds with, "Yes, your quirk is so close to elemental power that it's basically this world's equivalent of elemental power. And my quirk can modify yours to where it is elemental power, giving you all the abilities of the Master of Lightning." And then he tells him, "How do you think Todoroki got his power and abilities? I did the same to him." Kaminari responds with, "So everything you showed me," talking about the seasons that they just watched, "could be mine for the Master of Lightning. And all I have to do is accept. And it would get rid of my quirk side effect that if I use it too much, I'll become stupid." Deku responds with, "Yes, it will." Kaminari responds with, "Well, what the hell are you waiting for? Do it." Deku responds with, "Hold on. There are a few setbacks though. For one, your power and mine will be linked, meaning that if something happens to me that would make me not able to use my power or weaken my power, your power would do the same until the problem is fixed. Also, just like the show, you would reset and have to learn everything over again. You would have no control over your quirk anymore, and you have to relearn it all over again." Kaminari thinks about this and responds, "I'll still take it." Where was I? Okay. "And we have a month to train." Deku responds with, "Okay, activate your quirk and stand still while it's active, and do not move under any circumstances." Kaminari does so and gets blasted with golden power, which is pretty painful because, you are taking something and trying to change it into something else. So he asks first, "Do you have a weapon in mind?" Kaminari responds with, "Yeah, shuriken." The reason I say shuriken is because, in later seasons, I think it was season 4, no, it was during the hero, right before they got their licenses, they got new gear, and he got this disc thing to where if he threw it, he could basically control where his lightning could go. So I'm thinking, okay, that's close to shuriken. I can get him to do shuriken. Plus, he has experience throwing it, so yeah, shuriken. So that's why I chose shuriken. Deku says, "Interesting. Shurikens of lightning instead of shurikens of ice. I can do that." Alright, so we're time skipping to about, I'd say the end of it. The end of the month. Kaminari is able to master, well, not really, yeah, he's able to master Spinjitzu. He unlocks his true potential. The only thing that was really holding him back, the only obstacle in his life was his quirk being, he considered his quirk lame. Not because of the lightning, but because of the side effect that if he uses it too much, he becomes pretty much stupid and useless. So once he got blasted with his power and learned everything else before that, he unlocked his true potential. He is also able to summon his dragon, but only when he's calm and focused, so it's not mastered yet where he can summon it no matter what. He can also perform basic air jutsu, meaning that he can't really go high or stay in air jutsu long like Deku and Todoroki can, but he's still good at it. He is also able to use his element well without the golden weapons. He has also mastered 2 martial arts along with Todoroki, and is actually a lot smarter. Kaminari purposely stayed dumb just because of his quirk that would make him dumb. So he was like, "I'll never get smart, so what's the point of trying?" But over that month, he, Deku, and Todoroki basically try to get him a lot smarter, and he is. He becomes a lot smarter. He's actually on Todoroki level of smart. The level of smartness goes Deku, I say Ida, Momo, Deku, Todoroki, Kaminari, Bakugo. So that's basically the smartness level in class. So the month is over and the work studies begin. Todoroki, Kaminari, and Deku do not pick any work studies since there's really no point. No one knows how to train their power other than Deku. So their work studies is Deku. That's their work studies. Deku doesn't go to Gran Torino because, one, he never took All Might's power, so there's no reason. Todoroki never went to Endeavor since Endeavor can't teach him anything anymore. His power is completely different than what he used to be. So he can't teach him to control anymore. That all goes to Deku. And Kaminari, well, he isn't going anywhere because, again, nobody knows about his power now except for Deku. So they basically rely on Deku for training. Alright. So they focus on mastering their power, and that's what they did in the time that it took for the entire arc. They basically master everything I said before. Spinjitzu, True Potential, Dragon Summoning, Air Jitsu, Element without the golden weapons. But they still keep them because, I mean, who doesn't keep a good freaking weapon around that can turn into a vehicle? Who doesn't keep that? And they all mastered 3 martial arts. The Stain situation never happens. Instead, Endeavor finds him, and Stain gets put to prison. But he still gives his speech about heroes and fakeness and blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, guys. I do love Stain. Stain's one of my favorite characters, but I gotta rush this. This is a 4-page script, which translates anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes, depending on how fast I go. And I don't want to have to sit here for 3 hours to upload a 40-minute video. So they each have mastered their dragon by the time the arc is over and felt the power of the golden ninja. Because that's how they did this so fast. I figured that you guys were probably thinking, so let me get this straight. It took Deku about 10 years to master all this stuff, but they learned it in like a month or 2. And that's the thing. The reason they're able to do this so fast is because Deku is blasting them with golden power. And as you know, golden power can help a lot in a lot of ways. So in mine, it helps them speed up the process artificially. However, there is a cost. It drains Deku a lot. Like, he can probably blast them one blast of golden power could probably take whatever you could do in a month, you could do in a day. And if he blasts you continuously, like he stays blasting you, or he just temporarily gives you some golden power, a year could happen in a month. And since Deku is training them, it's gonna go a lot faster than when Deku had to learn on his own. So that's how they've been doing this. Speaking of which, Deku has now stabilized the golden power, but has not mastered it yet. However, he is very good with it. In his stabilized state, he has written many scrolls. 3 of which, if you guys have watched past Season 8, you guys know what I'm about to say. 3 of which are labeled Forbidden Spinjitzu. Spoilers, if you don't know what that is, you need to go watch. I think it was Season 11. Look for a season about a snake with fire. And, I can't spoil any more than that. Just go look it up if you don't know what it is. And yes, it's the same in the show, but instead of corrupting you, it slowly makes you addicted to it. So basically, once you use it for too much, it'll keep you coming back like a drug. Or like Chin's staff in Season 4. When Kai held on to it for more than 15 seconds, he became addicted to it and would not let it go. And that's what it is for this. So he has given both to Kaminari and Todoroki, and they've studied it and they've mastered Forbidden Spinjitzu. Well, in this one, mastering it isn't being able to complete it, because like I said, the more you use it, the more you become addicted to it. And once you become addicted to it, there's no saving you. You'll either turn evil or you'll destroy yourself by using it. So Deku warned them only to use it in emergencies. So they basically read the scrolls and they have it on. They've practiced for a few seconds, but then Deku told them to deactivate it. So yeah, he said only use it for emergencies because it gives a great power boost beyond their wildest imagination. However, like I said, it slowly eats away at their mind, and it also could kill them or completely corrupt them and turn them evil. However, once it turns you evil, you truly become addicted to it, and you will eventually destroy yourself by using it. Meaning you'll use it so much that you'll actually destroy yourself. If you want to know I don't really get an idea. If you want to know what I'm talking about, think of Flash whenever he was using Godspeed's power, or using too much of the Speed Force. If you use too much, it would actually destroy him from the inside out. That's sort of like this, except way less serious. Alright, so since the staying arc was used for training, it's time for the final exams arc. The only thing that changed was that Kaminari and Todoroki's won their fights low difficulty. Todoroki won his because low difficulty because he can't raise Todoroki's quirk because it's not a quirk anymore. It's just straight up elemental power. And Kaminari's dragon took care of Nezu. If you don't remember that, he was just knocking over buildings while they were stuck in some sort of maze. So Kaminari just summoned his dragon and basically aimed it towards Nezu and just shocked him until he passed out. Now, everyone was so surprised when Kaminari screamed, "Sparky, get over here!" And a blue dragon made of lightning was summoned. But by this point, everyone just has this theory that Deku can modify quirks because this has happened twice now, and it's basically a cycle. Someone goes to Deku for a bit, all of a sudden they come back with this tornado power. They don't know what it's called, so they call it tornado power, and can summon dragons. Starting off with Deku and Bakugo versus All Might, Deku spares no time and knocks out Bakugo by chopping his neck and hitting his pressure points. And then he goes up to the knocked out body and says, "Stay out of my way, loser." Deku then sees All Might and summons Jade and tells Jade to buy him some time. Now Deku starts performing a ritual and says, "I've been practicing this for a while." He then turns golden and summons the golden dragon, which Lloyd did in the season 2 finale. Deku then activates the forbidden Spinjitzu scroll, and Kaminari and Todoroki scream, "No, he's gonna die!" Everybody in the booth looks at them and says, "Deku will be fine." And Kaminari and Todoroki, with a quiet voice and look down head, says, "We weren't talking about Izuku. We were talking about All Might." Anyway, guys, that's what we're going to end part 3. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'm just joking. I'm not ending it there. Alright, immediately Deku rushes All Might at speeds that the Sharingan couldn't keep up with. And he punches him so hard he coughs up blood and goes flying. Everyone is shocked, but not Kaminari and Todoroki. They know he is way too powerful in this form. Deku orders both Jade and the Golden Dragon to dispel themselves while he creates a barrier using the golden power. Now, he's able to do this because the golden power is enhanced by forbidden Spinjitzu. Now, he makes the border small enough just to cage All Might, but gives him almost no room to wiggle around. All Might tries to escape by smashing the cage, but when his fist hits the border, all that happens is his fist gets burned, electrocuted, broken, and then frozen. This is because all 4 elements plus energy are in there. So it's burned because of fire, electrocuted because of lightning, broken because of earth, because imagine punching a rock at full strength, and frozen because of the ice. And then it's locked back because of the energy. All Might realizes he's sort of fucked, actually fucked, when Izuku is shooting lightning in his cage, shocking him and slowly making him cough off blood. Now, Izuku, at speeds the Sharingan can't keep up with, is running in the barrier. Remember, it's just big enough for All Might. So he's sticking his hand through the barrier, punching All Might with the power of the golden energy, plus the earth element, which is already super strength, plus forbidden Spinjitzu, which would normally break a normal human's head off and send it flying, but this is All Might we're talking about, so yeah, it just breaks some teeth. Not just kidding, it doesn't break any teeth, but he does start bleeding on his jaw a lot. And he's just going back and forth, back and forth. Each hit is a new blow. His face, his torso, his chest, his balls. Yeah, Deku went dirty for this fight. Now, this All Might abuse, continues until All Might is literally on the verge of passing out and is close to death. Deku notices this and prepares for his final attack, where he calls the Golden Dragon, hops off right as he's on the top of All Might, and performs forbidden Spinjitzu, which makes All Might dizzy and completely on the verge of death. He then calls down his dragon 2 inches from All Might's face and tells him, "Surrender or the dragon will explode and it will kill you." All Might responds with, "I surrender. You are truly stronger and more powerful than me." Deku activates everything and starts smiling at the booth. And he starts screaming, "Did you hear that? Your #1 hero lost, surrendered to me, and told me I surpassed him at full strength. He then holds up the weights that were supposed to keep All Might, from completely killing them. He tells Recovery Girl, rewind the camera. Recovery Girl rewinds the tape as the rest of the students see that Jade, when Izuku first started the fight and told Jade to buy him some time, Jade was actually able to break off All Might's weights using some of the elements when he was buying time. Everyone just stands there sort of shocked that Deku just beat the #1 hero at full power. No difficulty. Alright, he didn't even sweat or bleed at all. Deku smiles and uses air jutsu to get to the watching place and saves the tape of the fight. He thinks, I can't wait to rub this in Bakugo's face, but first I have a date with Todoroki. The date goes great. They ended up having a lot of fun, and Bakugo ended up seeing the tape from Kirishima, who asked Recovery Girl for a copy. In fact, the entire class got a copy just so they can remind themselves, don't fuck with Deku. Now, Bakugo sits there watching this and just sort of has like a panic, anxiety, and existential crisis attack all at the same time. And he just starts thinking this weak little kid that used to stay stuck to him like glue is now able to beat and kill the #1 hero at any time if he wanted to. This now makes him stronger than him and All Might, and he just has to sort of accept this because there's no he is stronger. He took out the #1 hero, someone that in the canon Bakugo got slapped around like a freaking rag doll. So Bakugo just sort of twitches and faints and is in a coma-like state. Kirishima rushes him to Recovery Girl by using Spinjitzu, and he says that Recovery Girl answers his questions with, he's just in a state of shock. And she tells him, here's how he feels right now. Imagine now if Kaminari, your best friend that you've known for years, has suddenly been tested for 300 IQ, and all these years you realize he was playing stupid. That's how Bakugo feels right now. This kid that he knew that used to be weak is now able to kill the #1 hero. All this time he's been lied to. But he tells him that he'll be fine. Moving forward, All Might got healed and is now scared of Izuku completely. And all he can think is, this kid could have murdered me if he did not show me mercy. Just one more attack, or if he came with killer intent. This kid is a menace. He's like a kindergartner with the strength of Hulk. But his demeanor is so calm that you wouldn't even think he was like this. He starts thinking he needs to keep a watch out and keep him calm at all times. Who knows what could happen if he gets really mad or has killer intent. But then again, All Might thinks, yeah, that could work, but also I don't want to risk my life, because I will get killed if I try to stop him when he has killer intent. Okay, guys, that's all for this part. I hope you enjoyed. I really did hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys for smashing the like goals earlier. You guys proved to me that you really want this series. Next, I guess, is the Quirk training camp, and I got all sorts of plans for that one. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be up soon. Also, the next part I will upload will either be part 4 or what if Deku was a duality. I think I still have to rewrite the script. I might just re-upload part 3 because I did not like how I ended that. I sort of revised the script. But who knows? It really just depends on how much work I can get done. It's the weekend, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a freaking night owl. I get all my motivation at night. Literally, I write these scripts at like 12 a.m. on school nights. I'll wake up and I'll just start writing. Anyway, guys, see you in the next part. Anime E, signing off. Bye!